Okay, so I had an interesting phone call this morning with a client of mine who, since we last talked, he's retired and he is enjoying life. And I tell you what, he's a smart man for doing that. Worked hard all his life. So people like that get to make suggestions that I completely appreciate, which is that they don't have time to muck around with rubbish, and they do only want to buy boxed radios that would make an addition to his collection. So I'm starting it in here because I think this is my most precious boxed radio, RJ3700. And I'm even going to say, I'm not even sure if I want to sell it, but I'm going to include it in the pile that he's asked to see. And I've pulled a few out that might be of interest, but these were beautiful. They really were. Now, we've done a separate video on the RJ3700. To the chap that actually is inquiring, if you go through our YouTube channel, you'll find that we've actually covered this one fairly intimately, and you can have a bit of a look through. I don't think there's anything else in this room. Boy, now because you're saying boxed, unfortunately, that even though I've got, mint, I was just doing photos for a client of how clean this is inside, even though I've got mint 999 bases and stuff that you did say boxed, so we're going to stick to your word and stick to our word, actually more to the point, and we are going to just show you some boxed radios. It certainly won't be all of our boxed radios, but it is definitely going to be a few that hopefully will pique some interest. Now, if not for this particular chap, this video is a universal video. I don't expect he's going to buy everything that I'm about to show, so if you have an inquiry, we will be doing separate videos on each one as we get time, but we just thought this was, when he asked the question, how can I see all your boxed radios? Well, you can't see all of them because some of them are stashed away in boxes. It's a long story, so I can't get to all of them right now. Excuse me. But I thought let's pick some of the ones out of the museum. His criteria was must be 40 channels, so that means that eliminates every 23 channel, no matter how rare it is we've got in a box. Not interested. And it was either need 40 channel, which of course this fella is, and needed to be or he had a very big interest in some of the 10 meter 11 meter crossover radios. So let's just see what we dig out. I've been searching the museum just earlier, and I put a few aside, so I'll go back in there. I'll leave the radio room, which is beautifully air conditioned in here. It's lovely in here today, but luckily the museum's air conditioned too, so we'll go and have a look. Let's have a look at just a few. I'm just giving people a bit of a taste of some of the boxed 40 channel or 10 meter 11 meter radios. Oh, pity you said box sometimes. We've got some very interesting non-box. I was just going through the workshop area here, and all these are just for tune-ups, bits and pieces. But no, he did say boxed, so don't mind the mess in here. It's a little cleaner. Anyway, yeah, off to... actually, that's Mark, so I'm going to put a new VCO block in that one. Auto electrician mate of mine who's also a radio mate. And we're just doing, that's his final radio. We've done all these radios, and he just wanted to, for posterity, he wanted to, I was going to say prosperity, probably both. He wanted his tele radio finished off, which is not a hard job for me to do. It's just a bit of getting back to it, and etc, etc. All right, let's go out in the museum. And we nearly made it to the museum, and again, see, there could be boxed radios in here, I'm not sure. This has become a bit of a mess. This is all sort of on the flow through to get back out to the barn. Oh, look at this. That's a Hasnu Galaxy Saturn, but the meters are a bit stuck on them. So I bought in from the US 2 new meters. I've just got to put in that. That is going to be a beautiful radio. You've seen the one lately where they've got the Spectrum display on the side, and oh, beautiful. All right, but it's not a boxed radio, so let's stop. What about a boxed stereo system? My wife says this has got to go because we've got no room. I fired this up the other day. Totally boxed JVC, all components with some Peterson speakers. Unbelievable. This is in our walkway at the moment, which, as you can see, is just boxes everywhere being shipped out. Yeah, buy this, absolutely. She's on at me about that. All right, these are just a few that I picked out. So this is a bit of a quick reveal. So we're going to start from the least interesting. No, that's not true. They're all interesting, but they get better. All right, let's have a look here. Just going to have to go through these. This is a Cobra 132, 40 channel, very, very hard to find. And look, I won't start taking them all out of the boxes right now. If we need to, we'll do separate videos, but I don't know, God knows where we'll get the time to do that. But very iconic Cobra, this, in beautiful condition. Let's just see what we've got here. Now, if you were the person that bought the President P400 off me, I think we did sell you a P300. Come to think of it, I think you bought the P400 and the P300. But we probably didn't realise at the time that we did have a P300 in the box, like new as well. Anyway, that's a 40 channel sideband, very desirable. Not quite sure why this got into the mix, but it's a 40 channel Racer T. Look, AM only on that one, so look, not as exciting, I get that. But I threw it in the poll because there's a certain collector out there that absolutely is missing the Racer T in their collection, and we've come across that before. We've supplied them before, we just haven't sold the boxed ones. So let's have a look here. TX840A, GME Electrophone, fairly common garden for a lot of reasons, but you know, sort of still piece of our Australian history that, speaking of Australian history, here we go. Maybe I don't have to stand up as much now, I should be able to just bring them down. Superline Mark II in the box. Once again, you know, this was Hitachi at their best, bringing out, sorry, that definitely wasn't their best radio, but at their best as far as every 5 seconds, Hitachi was bringing in a new green box. If it wasn't the Superline Mark II, it was the Super Tomcat Mark II. If it wasn't the Super Tomcat, I've got these a little bit out of order here, I've got to fix this. So if it wasn't the Tomcat, it was the Super Tiger. All 40 channel sidebands, as my customer is asking for. Must be 40 channels, no 23s, no da-da-da-da. It's all good. And if they weren't doing that, they were bringing out the Super Puma. And they came in, the Super Puma, I think we saw them in both black and that sort of silver finish there, so etc, etc. And of course, very similar again, Super Panther Mark III. I should have put a picture on front of that, I think, you know. But the Mark III was the slim line. I'm going to end up having to pull it all out. Anyway, all right. Oh, and let's not forget the as new in the box. Probably one of the most popular selling radios on the market, Piers Simpson Super Cheetah. I've had this for quite a few years, and when I was at Jensen Electronics, probably the highest selling radio next to the Telex TE7000. It was a different era. TE7000 was earlier. TE7000, we sold a lot of TE7000s, but once the Super Cheetah hit, not to be confused with the Super Cheetah Mark II, Mark IIIs, all that sort of rubbish, but yeah. Okay, now let's get into, these are all as new at Magnum S45 HP. Rob VK2 OMG, if you remember, we were playing with one of these out in the shed the other day, that was one that wasn't in the box. Well, this is one that's in the box like brand new. And we were looking up how many pounds they cost in the UK and how much to bring one over. And you might fall over. Anyway, all right, let's bring the next one down. Very rare, in the box, Ranger AR3500. If you think you're going to buy this for 200 bucks, there is definitely some hallucinogenic drugs involved. But, you know, they are what they are. They're extremely rare. Another rare one. Let me just show you this one. This came from a very good personal friend of mine. And this one, if nobody's interested in, I don't care. I'll keep. I will absolutely keep. The owner of this, good mate of mine, has had this totally run through the workshop, had quite a few mods done to it to make it the best it could possibly be. I really had to have this radio. Some little sort of cheat notes on how to get around the function buttons and for 10, 11 meters, etc. Reporting 22 watt sideband, which is about right for one of those. Look, this, as I said, if this does not have a buyer at some sort of reasonable price, no, I absolutely 100% won't even think about this twice. This was an incredible radio. To find this, look, it's like brand new. This client barely ever, he's more than a client, he's a good mate as well, but barely ever gets on. He's definitely a collector as such, and I shouldn't say that he's been on, but you know, anyway. All right, okay, this one will be a popular one with some of you guys. This is Striker SR955 HPC, otherwise known as the Christmas tree. You know, sort of it just lights up beautifully. It is absolutely, you know, one of those radios. This one's been out of the box, so I won't try and oversell this too much, but it has been out of the box, but it went back in the box. And I can't remember. Look, the problem is I've owned a few Strikers, so I don't want to sort of go too crazy on it. It's very clean, no question about that, etc., etc. The fact that, you know, it's kept all its bits and pieces, it's going to be all right. Delta Force. This is the original Magnum. I mean, seriously, in the box, like brand new. This came from a very, very good mate of mine, and this is another one. Isn't it funny? The Delta Forces and the Alincos, I'm not so fussed. If someone doesn't really show great interest in them, well, I mean, I'm sure they will, but if they don't, it will not sort of turn me off too much. They really are incredible radios. Oh, these are real high power beasts. This is the where's the number on it? Hang on, sorry. Oh, there it is. Sorry, it's right in front of me. The DX94 HP, big high power beast, and this is your Super Bowl radio, no question. They're amazing. But anyway, all right, let's start on the other side of this. This one came out of Ross's collection from Strictly Ham, the HTX 100, and these are a really good little radio, no question. You either bought a HR 2510 or a HTX 100. Most people that were collectors ended up with both of them. That's one in the box that comes from Ross's camp. And now, Andy, I said to you the other day that we had an AT 6666 left here for you. I'm wrong. We had an AT 5555. The 6666 must have sold. We had quite a few of those in the boxes, and I searched everywhere, Andy, and no, we're in trouble. Which is good, which means that people are buying stuff, which is great. But by the same token, Andy's a great mate of mine, looks after our website, and co-hosts VK Ham Sales and Service Facebook page with me and my lovely wife, and does a great job. So Andy, look, you obviously get some preference on some of these radios, if any of them are a replacement for the 6666. Emperor, so these were the, once again, these are sort of like the President takeoffs, etc. And you saw these branded in various different areas. Oh, here we go. Yeah, these are lovely. Galaxy DX979. Once again, look at this, like new. Crazy. And they were a superb radio. Not much to say, really. I mean, you know, you're either chasing one or you're not. There's quite a group of people out there that are seriously collecting all the Galaxies. I certainly had every one of them at one stage, so still got quite a few. Got a lot of out-of-box Galaxies, I think, too. But anyway, and 979, before the 979 was the 949, and once again, all mode, sideband, all band, just, yeah, a really, really great radio. You can do so I'm just thinking about my comment about all band. The 949, from memory without modification, I think they weren't all band. It's killing a spider there. No, I think they were strictly 40 channels, just looking at it, and there were a number of people that obviously did more with them, but you know what, that one probably meets almost type approval, and I bet you it doesn't because of the power output. I'm trying to remember the output on these things. It'll be something to do with type approval that maybe doesn't quite allow them to go through the Australian system as a totally legal radio. Anyway, all right. Well, look, that's just a few that I've dragged out. This is meant to be a under 20-minute video. I'm just quickly showing a mate of mine a few options, and we're obviously we're starting to clear a lot of the stuff all around the place, and there's obviously still a stack's load left in the museum building. There's an old Johnson Viking 4740. There's lots of boxed radios that are still in here. Lots of Kenwood Yaesu. Lots of look, we'll get to all this stuff very soon. Oh, sorry. That was the other thing my client was asking about. Turner microphones. So in Turners, we've got, probably looking for a bit of a deal and get rid of all these, to be honest. But a lot of these, just when you look at their numbers, you have to sort of think outside the square, because there was their commercial versions which were dead serious, very similar to their amateur series with different names on them. But you know, like a Super Sidekick in the box, you know, not a cheap item. I'm not going to try and kid anyone, but let's just have a little look. Actually, if I was going to pull just one microphone out the box, it'd be the Super Sidekick. Just hang on, I need two hands for that. So not everybody, not being rude, but not everybody is going to understand. Just grab a drink, a bit dry in my throat. Not everyone's going to 100% understand what a gem they're looking at here. Some people are going to say, how can a microphone cost that much? Trust me, I'm the one that paid for them. I know. This is absolutely brand new. It is obviously new old stock. It is just absolutely gorgeous. And, you know, it's just hard to find. I love the chrome on that. They really did a great job. So, yeah, look, obviously, my chap down in Melbourne, you know who you are. This is the type of Turner stuff that's in the box. There's basically an AMB 75, 752, you know, and you could do your research, because quite seriously, they all, you see, these were the noise cancelling handhelds that came from Turner. And they were really, 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 look at this, new. Absolutely new. Just been sitting around. That's the problem. Just been sitting around. So it's never been wired up. Yeah. So anyway, that gives you a bit of an idea. These are very high-end, high-quality mics that, you know. We're going to get seriously soon onto some of the Yaesu lineups, which we've been a bit struggling to get to, just the size and weight, moving them around. We've got a whole lot of Kenwood meters, blah, 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 etc., etc. Oh, back to boxed radio. Sorry, should have mentioned this. Like new, TRC 457 in the box. This is the one with the clock and everything in it. For my mate down in Melbourne, that's a bit of you, I'd say. Don't sort of hang around too long on that one, because once someone sees that, it doesn't take long. Stalker 15 over there in the box. I'm just walking through some of the areas here. Very collectible, beautiful old radio. I think most of these here will be amateur, a bit of CBAM, da. Yeah, look, I'm just sort of going through now. I mean, these are like new amplifiers, 2100B amps, like new in the box. FT107, 757. We've got the whole lineup for that 757. Here's the HD power supply, the blue fronted power supply, the ATU and everything. It's all there. All Kenwood bits, TL120s, ATs, SPs. This room's a bit of a mess and not been organised very well, so we'll certainly get back to that. But yeah, there's a bit there. But I'm just seeing if there's any last boxed radios that my mate would be interested in. FT901 DM up there in the box. FC902 in the box, all the FC707 parts and bits and pieces, right? All right, so I think we're just about there in sort of finding CBs. I'm glad I went for a bit of a walk. Look, the only other in-the-box radio that I found the other day, and I don't know whether we want to sell or not. It's not a 40, but I'm going to include this to show, well, at least to show people, because this is, I've only ever had one other one that's anywhere near as clean as this. Hang on, just get this all out the way here. Sam's got all the ink pots here for a printer, I think. I'm not sure what that's all about, but have a look at this. It's like books, etc., etc. The only other person that's got one this nice is Phil, VK3MB. He is the, I think Phil's got the 23 and this was the 18. I'm trying to remember now. But I'll probably end up keeping one of them, because it just, sorry, that's just dust and rubbish in there from the foam. But I just want to pull this out for you, just for a second. Hang on, I need to put this down. Now, I've just realised our light here is not working. Hang on, oh maybe I flicked the wrong switch. That one there? No, definitely not working. All right, would be nice if we had a lighter in here. Anyway, you'll get the idea, but check out the chrome on. I mean, it's brand new. Absolutely brand new. And as dark as this right here, it is an 18, but it is just so, you know, as I said, there's maybe two of these. Phil's got the other one. He's got the 23, then this is the 18, and this is a very desirable radio. I wouldn't even put a 40 channel switch in this. Peter Newman's right. On something like this, Pete believes keep them 18. I tend to agree with him. There's a bit of foam on there. Yeah, very nice. Okay. Unfortunately, my client said in boxes. I don't have boxes for some of these, unfortunately. I do have a box. That's a good point. Hang on, we should just mention this last one. I do have a box for this, though. Huh, I forgot about that. Even though it's been on display here, this is a Tram D201 40 channel Tram, beautiful old radio. And yeah, so that's definitely got a box for it. There are probably other base radios along here that we've got boxes for, like the Stalker Double X's, etc. Just need to double check on some of those, but my client, he definitely wants everything in boxes. He's not interested in, so I can carry on till, you know, it doesn't matter. He has a certain taste, and it's okay, because we've all got, you know, what we're looking for. Oh, here's another inbox. Sorry, I missed this one. Actually, this is nice too. This is one of Ross's. Up the top there, 40 channel. It's a Sears, but it's basically the high gain. See up the top there in the box there. So even though it says Sears Road Talker, that's really just, you know, high gain that that Sears put out. I can't quite get to it because I've got stacks of boxed scanners and stuff in the way, and it's just Heath gets in the way. God, I'm just trying to get a little bit closer, but let's see what's also down here. No, some more. I think that is actually a 40 in that box, that Navajo. There's a Navajo there. That DX300, that's like brand new down the bottom there. That is a good mate of mine's from Melbourne way. But yeah, so I'll get a bit closer into that. There we go. Jumping over radios. But that is a as new Sears base. Try and find it in the Sears name. You'll find them in the high gain. I've probably got 3 or 4 in high gain myself. I don't know if I might have a high gain in the box somewhere. Yeah, okay. Anyway, that's the problem with our setup here at the moment. It's such a mess that some things are just literally that somewhere. Anyway, all right, we'll fix it, finish it off there. Sorry, 22 minutes is longer than 20 minutes, isn't it? All right. So if you see anything in here, obviously send us an email, brenton@posnav.com.au, and we'll, you know, try to get back to you ASAP. To my chap down in Melbourne, obviously, you know how to give me a phone call. Oh, there's another Turner mic. Okay, so that's the LMM3. Yeah. So these were amplified. These were, yeah. Oh, look, there's a lot to be considered when you're buying Turner. This was not sort of like buying a Radio Shack mic. Definitely not. All right, well, I'm going to put all these back up here for now because that's the only place I've got to put them. But that's what we did. We literally threw pulled down a few of these from the top just to get a bit of perspective. It was not going to do it justice to try and just do a shot up the top. Oh, sorry, we missed one. Gee, I didn't even see that. Hang on. That's a boxed 146 GTL. So we showed you the 142, didn't we? Down 132, sorry, 132. Okay, so that's a 146. Again, rare is rare. I mean, try and find one. Not easy. Not in Australia, anyway. Even the US, it's getting a little bit harder. Oh, sorry, there was this. Look, this was AM. I only bought it out because this was one that was brought in from Japan by Phil when he came back, and I paid stupid money for it, but it's okay. I gave Phil the okay because it was a bit different with their extra talk and everything. But no, great little radio, and in the box, brand new, and been bought straight down with the dust from Japan. So it's Japanese dust there, and that's probably more likely mine. Anyway, all right. Well, there you go, 73. Thanks for having a look at this video. Sorry it got a little bit too long. That's because I digress too much with other things outside of the task. Cheers all.